Okay, so my recording is on, and what we want to do is just to um go through Ant's code, find what the problem is, fix it. Now, I don't know the problem. We have to all look at it together, and you guys can also come up. If you see what the problem is, tell us so that we can fix it and then we can move on. So, Han, what exactly is the error? Do you have an error message? Do you have a situation that you already know? Let's go from the known to the unknown. So
Let me run the code and show
you know
you
that
this
it's
one.
not retrieving API key.
Yes.
Okay. When you run the code and you try to send a request, does he hit your controller?
No, it doesn't. It just returns null when it gets to that API key part.
Okay, API. Okay, so your API key is no. Did you tamper with your environment variable?
Um,
So I know what you tampered with. I probably already kind of see. So look at line 18. Look at the name of your environment variable, Sendgrid API key. No space, nothing. So can you go to environment variables? Let's check if there's something like this there. Not here. This is not, I think I mentioned this yesterday. App settings is different from environment variables. Environment variables is local to your system. App settings is in your code. Do you get? So look at what you have in your variable. You have sendgrid underscore API key. But in the code, we were looking for sendgrid API key. Can you double click it? Did they allow you to edit it?
Let me just change it.
No,
Not here.
you are still mixing these things up. There is what you call app settings. App settings is in your code. From what you wrote, you are not picking from. Delete this app setting. You are not using it, or you comment it out. You are not using it. You are using environment variable. So remove it so that I stop confusing you. You are not using it at all. You are using what's in the environment variable. So go to that, remove the comma on line 23 after, so that your code will compile. Okay. So go to your where you are calling the environment variable. Okay. See what you did. You said environment.get environment variable. So you are not using app settings at all. So do your underscore there now. So it will now try to, I mean, guys, just follow me. You might not have understood the entire code, but what Anne is trying to do is to save the API key in our environment variable, which she has already added. And if you want to add it, if you go to start button, if you're on Windows, you can go to start button and then go to environment variables and create a new variable. You give it a name and you give it a value. So she gave the name as sendgrid underscore API key, but in our code is actually looking for sendgrid API key, and things like that happen. So it's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. We learn from them. Okay, let's see if you can edit this. I'm not sure you can.
Okay.
So
The environment variable.
yeah, so environment variable should be okay now because you've matched them together. The key is now the same. So can you run it again and let's see that it picks environment, it picks the key.
Do I need to restart?
No need. Or I probably don't think you need to. You can put this URL in Postman so that you're not typing it again. So did he pick it this time? It's still no. Sendgrid underscore API key. Is that what environment variable is?
That's what it is.
Yeah, so let's
I think you should change the environment variable from Visual Studio. So
Sendgrid
debug.
underscore API key. Okay, so that's actually correct. So what you can do, you shouldn't need to restart actually.
Is there a place that she set it from startup where she
Is there
she
any other
sets
place? Okay, that's true.
Yeah,
Sha.
you can set it from Visual Studio directly. So she should go to the solution, right click, properties, then debug, then environment variables.
And put that value there for this
Yeah.
particular debug. Okay, that's fine. Cancel this. So go to your solution. Guide, Ben.
Right click on email services, properties, debug. Yeah, click debug. Then come down where you see environment variables, add another one.
You need to stop it. So add another environment variable. So Sendgrid underscore API key. That's what you call it. You can just copy it.
That's very good. And the key. I'm adding the key here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the API key is your value. You can copy it from your app settings. It's not the same thing.
Just click anywhere outside. You should.
Yeah, just you can save. If you save,
There's no save.
as in you're saving Visual Studio on top left. Okay, so it's saved. You can close it. Close that email service box. Yep. Okay. So try it again. Oh.
Please, I want to ask, must it be set as an environment variable?
Nope. It's not
Okay,
mandatory, but it's the best practice.
Oh, okay.
Because it's an API key, so you don't want to put it in app settings in readable format, except you encrypt your app settings. So that's why people pass things to environment variable.
Okay.
So it's not bringing up.
Sorry?
Not bringing up the browser.
It's not bringing up the browser. Can you go to your output? No, output. Go move right. So, and it's running. Does it have a process worker?
I don't
Yeah,
think
it does.
that's Doesn't go to the break.
Well, it won't get here except you send the request, because this is a separate class. Can you go to your browser?
build. You should try and build the solution.
So stop it, build it, or clean it.
Zero succeeded.
Rebuild. Okay, I think it should be working now. Oh, so what's going on here? Did you change you're not running on an IS process? Okay, so just go to, let me,
She can run it from .NET CMD.
I'm trying to get a control of our system, if that works. Okay, and I requested for control. So let me see what's going on around there. Sorry, I'll stop this. So we called it /API, right?
Yes, /API/send notification.
Wow. My keystroke all the way from Canada. So did you pick it? You still know. And what we added was correct. Sendgrid_API key is what we added.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you open startup?
Go back to that debugger. There is a red question mark behind that, beside the SendGrid API key.
Where?
Red question mark. Where is
On
that?
the debugger, as in the property settings, the first tab. I think the
Property settings.
if you go
Up,
back to the
up.
debugger where we added the SendGrid API.
Solution Explorer, you mean?
You mean the properties? Okay, the project properties.
Yeah.
Is this what you're saying?
Yeah, go down. You will see like a red key. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. You know what? The profile. So you can run this thing using different profile. Can you select debug profile on this launch?
So that environment variable we added is no longer there.
No, we added it to a different profile. So can you change it back to debug on this launch? Yeah.
Yeah.
No. If you go to profile on top, email, change it. Select IX Express. Okay. This one has Sendgrid_API key. The next environment is development. So, but it's not launching. Okay, so select launch browser here. Okay. Then save this. So go back to your Visual Studio now. And then instead of this email service drop down, select the IS Express and run. Okay, probably got in here. Okay, so you got your key now. So what happened? We just got a 4.
Is this case sensitive?
No. Can you send another one? Just press enter. Press enter again from the browser. Oh, okay. So this is the response from Sendgrid, right? 403. Somebody was getting 403. Was it? It was Tunde now.
Yeah.
So I think it might be the same issue. You need to set up a sender from Sendgrid. So this is Sendgrid message coming back to you to say that you cannot send email. Are you there?
Website. From Sendgrid website.
Yes, you log into your dashboard. Did you generated the key from the dashboard now?
Yes.
So you log into that dashboard and create a sender. So I think you are like almost there. So they can like walk you through on what next to do from here. So, but the goal is that you were able to send something to Sendgrid, although I didn't see your API documentation. We're supposed to be testing it directly from Swagger, putting it our own custom data, but enhanced code now, you are the one putting the subject, you are the one putting the body. Whereas it's supposed to be the person calling your API. You won't see any request there because they never got it. Go to settings. Or today, how did you set this thing this morning?
Yeah, it was best settings. You click on settings tab.
I haven't used Sendgrid in a while. I think is
Sender
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 note authentication.
something.
Single sender verification. Get started. Verify an address. Click on the get started. Go to
Get
your right.
started to your right. So you are creating a new sender. So the email that you will use to send. So I have submissions to review. I didn't know.
It can be the same.
From email. It can be this. It can be the same. No, that the first one is name now, not email. From name from email. So I hope people are following. Or is anybody lost with what we're doing? If you've actually attempted this work, you would at least you will be a bit comfortable. You should know where we are. It's not recommended.
You need to go to your mail and verify it.
Ehi, did you also do this?
Me, I didn't create a sender.
So that is why. So, and when I give you this kind of work, the whole idea is also, so one thing you must be able to do as a developer is you must be able to follow instructions. Like, because you integrate with a lot of things. And this is even me. You notice that sometimes I will be doing one integration. I won't read the instruction properly. Then I'll miss one step. And then you will now spend hours trying to figure out, what you missed. So I think a number of us missed this step, and it's actually in the documentation that before you be able to send email with the API, you must create a sender. So I think you're done with your sender now. It's verified. So you try and send again now from your Visual Studio.
Or should I just relaunch, like reload this page?
You don't need to relaunch. Just send. Just press
Reload.
enter again. Yeah. To call Sendgrid again. And yep, you got a 202 now. So the Sendgrid is not 202 or 200. I can't remember. So did you get an email? So another way you can know, go to your Sendgrid dashboard. So if you refresh this, we should see whether there was a request that came in. No request.
Check activity.
Okay, you can check activity.
Show all
Nothing.
activity.
Nothing.
Show all activity.
So nothing. So, but you got a 202. So let's come back. Let's see that. Go to your Chrome browser. Let's read that message of 202. I think 202 is a successful now, Abby. People that
Yeah.
have,
Yeah.
so 202, yeah, I mean, there's no error message here. It shows that X no cause reason. Yeah, it shows that this, I think this is supposed to be like a success message. So what email did you send to? Is it a valid email? Let's
Yes,
see your
by
Visual
email.
Studio. Let's see your Visual Studio. You sent from
The
yourself.
status code for 202 says that accepted and queued to be delivered.
Oh, I see. Accepted and queued to be. That's the meaning of 202.
Yeah.
Okay. So every company that develops API, they will have their own definition of what the error code is. And you can only see that from the documentation. So that means you will definitely get the email, is on their queue, and they will send it. So the way they do is for paying customers who are priority guys, I don't think they queue their own emails like that. But sometimes they just take email. I think they can give you a 200 as well if they've delivered it.